Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please give us a call if you guys are looking to improve your credit score, lower your car payment, buy a car, trade in a car. If you're looking to purchase your first home, if you're looking to purchase a rental property, we can help you. Give us a call today, 877-205-7771. Talk to you guys soon, and thanks again.
Hello everyone, this is Calvin Russell, CEO and founder of A50 Club Credit Consultation. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today we're going to talk about how to negotiate your rent. All right. Now this concept actually came from when my wife and I, we were at our worst financial position in our relationships histories back in 2010, and making money wasn't necessarily the problem. You're going to find out that everyone has money situations, whether it's the BMW getting repossessed or it's the Honda getting repossessed, right? And it's just broke at a higher level, no matter what level you are. We didn't have a BMW at the time or nothing like that. My point is, is that everyone has money struggles. And I think that a lot of times people, they try to live a certain lifestyle, and then, or sometimes just not enough money is coming in. Sometimes expenses are too high, and you want to try to find ways to save money. Well, the largest expense is what we call living expense, right? So whether it's a mortgage, whether it's rent, as we know a lot of people are paying today, or whether you're living with someone, normally the most money you're going to spend out of your pocket is normally the living expense, okay? So how do you negotiate your rent? Number one, the easiest way to negotiate your rent is after you build a rapport over time with your landlord. Let's say, for example, you've been there for 6 months or a year. You'd be surprised. A lot of landlords have no problem negotiating that rent for you, especially if they know that you're going to be a good tenant. And normally, most negotiations, every landlord is a little bit different, but most negotiations are going to be after one successful year, especially if you've never rented from them before. And you say, hey, listen, I know this year, let's say, for example, you were paying, I don't know, $900 a month, right? And then you say, you know what, I'm going to stay here another year. I have no problem re-signing another lease. But instead of you paying that $900 a month, let's say you hit the landlord with, hey, I'm going to be on time. I'm always on time. Would it be possible we go $850? You'd be surprised. Of course, pun intended, right? Well, there's supposed to be no pun intended, but either way. But you'd be surprised what landlords would say after you have shown that you can not only pay rent on time, but that you can also that you've also even said, hey, listen, I'm going to be here for time to come. Do you know how many people have been living in apartment spaces or renting spaces for well over 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and their rent is always going up, but they've never asked the landlord, hey, can you keep the rent going down, or whatever the case may be? And a couple things along the way as you're asking for this lower rent. Number one, let them know you're going to pay on time, or even earlier. My wife and I, before we bought our first house, which was one of the indicators, which led to us buying a home, we was like, man, we're paying rent like a week early, a couple days early. Like, we were never late on rent, but to pay it early because we had the extra money, I was like, man, you know what, we probably can buy a house. And that's what led to our first home purchase. But our true story was we were paying $850 a month, and then our landlords had a bigger space. It was one more bedroom, beautiful apartment, and they said, hey, the rent's going to be $950. Now, we could afford it. That wasn't the problem. But we wanted to leverage how good of a tenants that we actually were. So we said, you know what, instead of us paying $950, would you be open to paying, charging like $875? They said, $875, get the hell out of here. Not for them to do no $875, it's $950. And so I was like, listen, $900, $950, $915. All right, $915. And we saved, what's that, $35 a month. And they said, do not tell anyone in the building. And all we did was just ask. Now, we got this from Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace book. This is an old book. I think it's his first book that he ever wrote. And I'm talking about, this is a classic book of his. And in there talked about the debt snowball and a whole bunch of other stuff that he talks about today. This is well before the radio show, before he got big, right? And it talked about negotiating the rent. And I was like, there's no way this will work. And it worked. I couldn't believe it. And so I think that a lot of times we forget that just because you are living in a situation and there's a person that's there, doesn't mean that everything's set in stone. It never hurts to ask. Use your leverage, especially if you know you're a good tenant. Now, if you're struggling every single month and you're late and all the rest of this stuff, I apologize, but you don't have any leverage, but that's going to be the easiest way, is build some rapport, wait some time, to do so. Number two, if you've never built rapport and never stayed with that landlord before, have them talk to your previous landlord and have them vouch for you, or your previous association or whatever, and just say, hey, this person was a great tenant. This is this. They paid early. Use that, that conversation that you had with them, and maybe get them on a three-way. You have to be creative to see how you can save that money and negotiate that rent. So that's using third-party sources, number two. Number three, offer services. Can you cut the grass to lower your rent? Can you, I don't know, spray some bug spray or something like that across the building? Like in my building, we have pest control services, just to make sure the building is not nasty by far or anything like that. But listen, I know I would hate to pay somewhere. First off, my tenants love me, okay? But I would hate to pay somewhere and have to deal with rats, roaches, ants, anything. I don't want anything coming inside the building. And because of that, we've had pest control services for the past, since 2013, so it's at 6 years. But either way, you can ask to do certain things like that. Ask to maintain the building, cut the grass. Up here we got snow, so shovel the snow, put down salt, rake up the leaves. Now, I have a cleaning company that comes and does that stuff twice a month, but if my tenant was to say, hey, I'll take care of that for you, hey, no problem, you saving me money, because I'm going to spend that money anyway, right? So you guys got to think about that type of stuff. You're already there. So it's easier for you to wake up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., shovel the snow, rake the leaves, cut the grass, check the mail, keep the hallways clean, sweep, mop, vacuum, whatever that normal people normally do. Now, friends of mine who are landlords, they go do it themselves. Me, man, I ain't got time for that. So I pay somebody to go do that. Thank God for Cash App. I say, hey, you done? They shoot me a photo. I send a Cash App. They send me a photo. I send a Cash App. So I keep it just that simple. But either way, those are the three ways to negotiate your rent. One is build rapport after you've been with them for a while. Two is use third-party sources. And three, what type of services can you offer around the building to help save money? Because they're spending the money anyway. Like for me, I'm spending probably $45 a month on pest control services, maybe $35. And then I have the cleaning crew that comes. That's twice a month, so that could be anywhere between, about $100 a month or so, whatever. So I mean, that's saving $130 some a month that I could easily not necessarily have to worry about if someone there on the property is doing that. So keep that stuff in mind. If you like this video, like it. You want to share it. And as always, be sure to subscribe, as we have nothing but great content on the way. Sorry for the delay, guys. We got hella videos on the way. Talk to you soon.